get another injection, maybe 1 billion, maybe 2 billion. So with that way, Naira fit fight back. So a lot of people who are who woke up surprisingly that the same Naira that has been taking a spiral fall, especially in the last 6 weeks, suddenly started fighting back. Naira must be on drug. Of course, Naira was on drug. They injected $1 billion drug into his vein. And the moment the drug wears off, right? Dollar done, they go back to where in day before to continue the down spiral fall. I am not wishing Naira. Prayer, no be prayer. Go make Naira function. I have told you this many times. Okay? Stop blaspheming God. Let me say this before I take calls, okay? A lot of you, when we are talking about politics and the people in charge of government, the power of, should I say, the effect of their decisions on people is so massive that they were supposed to be held responsible for all of their actions and inactions. But so many of you who are godly people, I don't have problem with your faith. Seriously, I don't. And sometimes I kind of feel bad that some people will say, Amaechi, I don't know if you believe in God or not, but I just want you to, I do believe in God. Some people will tell you that there is no God. I don't question them. That is their belief. I don't have religion because God doesn't have any religion to start with, okay? But knowing God or not knowing God has nothing to do with religion in my own book. And that is why I kind of respect all religion. And I feel at home with all religions. The only way I have problem with a lot of you who have religion is that when I am talking about criminals and their actions through bogus, fraudulent state policies, sure you get, these actions affect lives in real life. I don't want you to start saying, let us pray to God for them. You are blaspheming God. You are trying to make God a magician. Amaechi, let us pray for them. Are you mad, Dini? She mad, Dini, ma? She won't shake for one. Did they cost them when they started ruining Nigeria? She ekpe lo she for one. So when I now tell you, leave God out of it, please, story along, you begin to feel like it is because somebody doesn't believe in your God. No, you are trying to make God look like a magician. Somebody went on to go and collect loan with interest in the name of giving people subsidy palliative, 800 billion naira. And from that money, some of them took 240 billion. Another one took 40 billion. And they decided to go and buy themselves 160 million naira car each. The people that they promised subsidy have not been given anything. They're languishing. They are wallowing in the policy of that saying they have removed subsidy. That's the action of the policy, right? Then you turn around and you say we should pray for them. She will share any money. Emma bino et yawere ni because ite ba yawere. The right thing for us to do is to jointly call them out and hold them responsible. Don't say let us pray to God to touch them. It's provocative. You know that you are provoking me. They do all things they have done intentionally. There are expected blowback from them. There's no point in praying for them. There's no point in saying, God will judge them. And the rest of all those things. You may say them passively, which is all right, but don't make them look like it's actually what is going to happen. It doesn't work that way. And that is what I don't like when I say don't bring God into this conversation, okay? Pray to God, follow your faith, follow your doctrine, and all of that. If you can ask God privately, to touch them. That is fine. You don't come public and say all of these things. We should just try and then call on God to come and touch them. It is very, very insulting, just for those who do that all the time. You cannot pray your way out of the problems that is self-inflicted and that is still very much happening. You can't pray your way out of that. You can pray in your own faith, okay? Pray according to your belief. When you pray, pray to God to give you direction. Pray to God to bolden your heart, to give you courage, like Daniel, so that when the day comes that you will need to face your worst fear and your worst enemy, you will be courageous enough. The strength of God, the strength of your faith will abide with you, and you will fight like Daniel, or like any other prophet you believe in, or any other religion you believe in. Because the weapon fashioned against all of us are none other than these career criminals you see in Nigeria today. Those are the weapons fashioned against you. If you are poor, watching me today, that you are poor, they are the reasons why you are poor. If you are suffering from serious health issue right now, that is almost turning you into poverty, there is no village people after you. There is nobody that has nailed your destiny, or they have nailed your blood somewhere, or they have kind of slaughtered a cow, pretending that they have killed you. Nobody is doing all of that. That is not what is wrong with you. The real devil and enemies that you have been so scared of, or worried about, are none other than these criminals in agbada and suit. So if you have to pray, as somebody who prays a lot, then you must also be bold and courageous enough to reject them at every given opportunity. Reject them, rebuke them, and do everything to actually deny them the air they breathe, by enabling them, that's my own TED talk. The rest are just going to be like Bala Blue, as well as Bulaba. But the bottom line right now is this: Amaechi is right, Dirty Joe is right. And what do you think? Nothing. Of course. A lot have said, like Amaechi also said, you will do nothing. You will see nothing. And you will do nothing. You will see no evil. And you will what? You will say no evil, Abi? But at the same time, you expect an unjust or unjustly run society to suddenly have a place for justice. And when you can no longer get justice in a society, it is really worse than Banana Republic, because they have put up a pseudo system in place. The ones that make you feel like, if you see a crime, there is police. Abi, if you see, what do you call it? If you feel cheated, there is judiciary. Okay, and if you feel like your voice is being drowned, there is a media. All these things appear like they are there, but they are there not for you. They are the weapons fashioned against you. The weapons fashioned against you. And the question is that what you're going to do about it. I think that's what I'm going to be doing all the time now. Ask you, now that you know all of this, what are you going to do about it? Unexpectedly, maybe nothing. until when you feel like you shouldn't sit back there watching Mayegun to condemn those who are not just talking, but they are actually doing things to encourage everyone to say, if one is interested, 10 can be interested, 10,000 can be interested. Now, if one can come out, 10 can come out, 10,000 can come out. It all starts with one person. A journey of 1,000 miles, they say, actually begins with a step. The most difficult step is to take. And once you take that first step of yeah, the rest of the journey is going to be an adventure. And if you really think we need to take this to the real next level, as some are saying, then we all need to be the example of what we want to see. When you hear that there is, you know, a sort of a movement or a gathering, okay, where people are called out, wherever you are, all over the world. We all use social media most of the time anyway. And when you come across them, I mean, if you are not there, eh? And others, I mean, how could you be so kind of like surprised that others are not there too? So if you want others to be there, it's because you want to be there too. You have to be interested in being part of it and not just spectator. Okay? We all have a role to play and they will all come to all of us as time goes by. And I have told people many times that you wish that Nigeria actually so kind of fix our problems and all of that, get better and remain one. It will remain a wish. The criminals who have the chance to actually make Nigeria last, united and prosperous, they are doing everything day and night to keep Nigeria and Nigerians on their knees. And there is no way you will see any progress in such place. And wishing that they would do something right is not enough. Sometimes you would have to actually make them do it or get rid of them. Now, the mentality of doing that is also beyond just thinking it. But for those who know better about the philosophies of thinking and doing, if you can think it, that same you who can think it can actually make it happen too. Now we all need to begin to go beyond just thinking, talking, to actually doing. 1, 2, 3, the number will pile and the difference can be made. Again, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Now that you know this, nothing. No, maybe not nothing. Thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk again tonight. I am going to pop us on a short hold, okay? Which is that I'm going to go on a break. Now, if you have been here with me all night, you can still take this moment to kind of like the broadcast before you leave, if you have to leave, okay? But if not, the number to call on, to call the studio on is actually right there on your screen, okay? It's just scrolling on the screen. You can call in and add your own voice to this if you care to. And thank you, everyone. I will be back, hopefully. Don't go anywhere. Hello there.
Hello, Michael. Good evening.
Good evening to you too. How are you?
I'm
Sharp,
fine,
is that
thank you.
you?
Yeah, I changed my profile.
Did you? Well, I kind of still managed to get that's you. So, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm doing well. How about you?
Brilliant. Well, can't complain. Thanks for asking.
Okay.
Please.
Fantastic show as usual.
Thank you.
Um. Okay. So let me start with when the judgment came through. I think that day I was down. You know,
Sorry.
I was. Yeah. It felt like Nigeria died on that day. In fact, I talked to a lot of my family back home and everything,
Hmm.
and they echoed the same sentiments as well. It felt like Nigeria died on that particular day. Because what they don't understand, even though a lot of it was based off of technicalities and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
is what the unintended consequences, which is you're saying that someone with a criminal record can be a president, should be a
Yes.
president of the country.
Mm-hmm.
You are legitimizing all the negatives, which on the foundations of which a successful
I mean,
society cannot be
Sharp,
built on. Yeah.
take a look at it this way, right? If you say somebody has committed a crime or forged their own document and all that, now the evidence to prove that is on you that is accusing the person, not the person to prove that they are not right. Now, here is the problem.
Yes.
When you now bring the evidence to them, it is also on the court to accept your evidence or not. So if they say they don't
I mean,
accept your evidence, then what else you're gonna do?
absolutely,
So
and I
messed
think
up.
going further, right?
Mhm.
The Supreme Court should be seen to be setting precedents, okay?
Yes,
Because at the end of the day, we're not talking about any position. We're talking about the premier position in the country.
that's
We're
right.
talking about who is going to be the face of the country for the next 4 years. I will keep saying 4 years. We're looking at 16 years as far as I'm concerned,
Hmm.
right? We're looking at 4 years, 8 years of Tinubu, 8 years of Shetima,
Hmm.
okay? Because they're not going to let any other party into come in to take
You
away
think
their
Nigeria will
what they
even
feel is
last that
belongs to
long?
them. No, I don't think Nigeria is going to last that long. I think eventually, right, this momentum is going to be build up to the point where, like you've been saying, Nigerians are going to be fed up and they'll say, you know what, we've had enough, right?
And when they are
That's what
indeed
I
fed up, right? All of us will know. That's one
exactly.
thing I know. Hmm.
That's one thing I
Amaechi
believe.
said, majority of those you see coming to protest are rich people or children of the rich or those who are still kind of managing, that when the real poor people hit the streets, everyone would know. But are people not actually becoming poorer now? Eh?
I think we are living in, maybe some people feel they still have hope in the sense that, okay, maybe they call somebody's going to have mercy and send them money and things like that. I really don't know the thought process, for most of the people residing in Nigeria, because the situation is already dire, right? You're talking about the Naira clawing back 116. Is that something to celebrate? Is that something to come out and beat your chest and say, "Oh yeah, Tinubu is doing it"? Doing what?
Mhm.
The same naira that before, when you slept and you woke up, is now it's now in
It
a
is
worse
now
off
over
position.
1,240
It,
naira. And if they don't keep
so
injecting now, by Monday morning, it may actually cross 1,500. If they don't keep injecting, and I don't know how they're going to do it, though. They have to keep injecting it.
listen, that's a Tinubunomics. It's you cannot
And
understand.
now,
You cannot put.
if
You
Nubinomics.
can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you cannot understand it. It doesn't make any sense. So for you try to make sense of it is like trying to make sense of crazy. There's no point.
No,
Okay.
you're
What we
just
know
going to
is
waste your
that
time.
it's exactly you're wasting your time. There's no point. That's just a fruitless venture. Now, I listened to your show,
Yes.
and one time I said to you that a lot of people listen to you, but they don't hear you. And I echo the same sentiments of somebody on the chat group. A lot of people come here, and I don't know whether this is entertainment for them.
I know.
There's a lot of laughing, there's a lot of insult, and there's a lot of abuse. This situation is a serious situation. I think I just want to use that medium to tell people this situation is serious. It doesn't affect just the people in Nigeria, it affects people in diaspora because we still all have families there. We still have people there. So I don't understand what the laughter is about. I don't understand what, the laughter emojis are for. Nothing is funny, On that day, the 25th, it was a sad, sad day. It was a sad day. People cried their hearts out. Yes, you say, okay, maybe they were living in fool's paradise, but dare we not hope? You cannot ask people not to hope, not to believe. Yes, but even if you feel that, oh yes, the handwriting is on the wall, but still you hope that even those people who you think should be learned and better than you make the best decisions. But yet again, we've confirmed that the corruption is deep within the country. Okay. If there's nothing else that this government has told us, it has told us the depth of the problems that we have, And you made a point the other day that even with Peter being in power, he faces a lot of roadblocks. He faces a Senate that is used to being pampered and spoiled. So when he takes that away, that is going to be a problem. You face the North who do not want to take orders from an infidel. So that is another problem waiting for him. Okay?
They will simply just make the country ungovernable for him, and they will blame everyone of you who made him president. That Shebina, you go bring him. Now, yes, you know what I mean? Like, it's never really
exactly.
good.
They will, even if he's able to communicate, talk to their leaders, and you still have people like Sheikh Gumi, who are there trying to foment trouble. We don't know who arms the Fulani terrorists, but somebody is arming them. So they will go there and they will continue to cause problems in areas, in places, and making, like you said, the country ungovernable.
That they have already recruited repentant terrorists. Don't forget that too. That's the military.
Exactly.
You have to also manage, Abi.
That's the same military that is supposed to take orders from him.
Yes.
So the problem that we have is not, I won't say it's insurmountable, but it's a big one. I don't know how we're going to solve it. But I do believe that, like you said, it is gaining momentum. People are getting there. We are getting there. Whether it's going to be slowly or otherwise, people are getting there. The agitation for Biafra is now more than ever. I'm seeing it and hearing it.
Feeling like, well, you know what? These guys are right.
Exactly. And you can't really blame them because you're saying to them, we remain in this entity where not only are you regarded as a second-class citizen, you are being led by a criminal. And I can tell you for free that the Igbos don't want to be led by a criminal. And we have enough criminals of our own trying to do, and they will never keep quiet.
Never.
And they will never keep quiet. The spirit that we need to have is the same spirit that we had of, I don't know if you've ever heard about the Igbo landing. The slaves that were taken away from Igbo land.
Said that death is better than being enslaved.
Death is better than being a slave. Right. Their captors watched them walk into that river.
Yes.
Right, thinking that they were going to come out. They stayed there, they drowned there. Those are the spirit. That is the spirit of our ancestors. That's the spirit that we need to call on. Otherwise,
and I actually do wish that a lot of us will have that kind of a spirit now. Not that we should die, but it's just that to know that death is not actually ending itself. Sometimes it's just
not ending. But let me just end on this, right? I understand what you're saying, but a lot of the times when the slaves had an uprising, it wasn't because they didn't think they were going to die. It was because of the future of the ones coming after them. When you had to imagine that your wife will be raped by your slave master, that your child has that same life in front of her, or your son will be separated from you. There are so many things that made them take up arms at the end of the day. Right. So it was not just about, I don't want to die. I don't want the generation after me to live like this. Let me end it at that. All right.
Thank you very much. That's a very, very powerful one, I have to say. You have a wonderful evening there, okay? Here we go. Oh, did I just miss that? Hang on. I think I did. I am going to. Okay. Hello there.
Oh, did I just miss that? Hello?
Hello, sir. Can you hear
Hello.
me? Yeah, I can hear you. You might
Yeah,
need to mute the broadcast, by the way. You should
yeah,
mute that or move away from there. How are you?
I have. Hello. Thank you, Mr. Mayogo.
Thank
Lovely
you.
program today.
Thanks, man.
You see, my 2 cents. Why are we forcing Nigeria to work? It is glaring Nigeria cannot work. To solve Nigeria's problem, we need to go back to the very beginning. What was the motive of the colonial masters for creating Nigeria? These are the kind of questions we should ask. What were the negotiations or what were the agreements to be in a country called Nigeria? Today, Nigeria symbolizes hopelessness,
Fortunately.
darkness, hatred, and we can never move forward. That's why our engineers, our doctors, lawyers are turning to prayer warriors.
Hmm.
Mr. Maigu,
Sir?
the earlier Nigerians understand their responsibility. As a black nation, the only thing black people have not experienced is freedom. We don't even have a definition of what freedom means. So the earlier
Sad.
we start fighting for our freedom, we start, we change our value system and understanding that freedom is worth more than pounds, dollar. It's worth more than that. It's worth more than money. Look at Mazen Amdekali today. All he said, he has been right. They call him an idiot, they call him a warmonger, but let
A
them
troublemaker.
mention that that is a lie. Let them come out. He told Nigerians that Tinubu would win the election. He even said INEC would pick the winner of the election.
He did say
And
that. Even before
when
Tinubu got any nomination or even declared that he wants to be president, he's already said that. He said there is this pact between him and Buhari. You will not have an election, whatever, even if you do any election, INEC will announce him the winner. But they did it. Nobody took him that serious until it came to pass. Look at us.
exactly the foolishness of my people back home, they look at, they think a prophet is somebody that will have a magic rod that will divide the Red Sea. That's their definition. They think a prophet is a magician. A prophet is simply somebody who can tell you the truth, even at the expense of his or her life, because the truth is a more potent weapon than guns and bullets.
God bless you.
So, Mr. Maibu, thank
Sir,
you so much for the program,
thank
and
you.
thank you for having me on the show.
And
God
thank you
bless you.
so much for adding that to it tonight. This is what makes it more unique for all viewers. Okay, Baba. You stay safe, okay? Thank you. Now, I have another caller, by the way, and I think that is Prince Jejema, the Prince. Prince,
Hello, my good general.
how are you, sir? Prince Jejema.
Yeah, Baba. This Prince Jajaman representing IPOB for
For
life.
life.
Baba.
How are you today,
Baba,
the
we hello.
Prince?
Yeah, my Tukano Mike. We did. Nothing do you, Baba.
Welcome to
Respect.
the program tonight, Baba. So you've been part of it all along. So tell us, where
Yes,
from
Baba.
which perspective are you actually looking at this for from tonight, Prince Jejema?
What we can see is that already it's no longer a dream. It's a reality.
Hmm.
Okay, that the person who went to school in Chicago as a woman and graduated as a man,
Hmm.
yeah, that the whole world is open, obvious to the whole world, is now the president of Nigeria. Okay, is no longer a story; it's not a reality. The question now is that what's the next thing to do? What's the next line of action? Okay. Um. First of all, I want to tell Nigerian people, you have seen today that Nnamdi Kanu is not your problem. Biafrans are not your problem. Okay? They killed 5 million Biafrans, 67 to 70,
That's right.
in order to keep Nigeria as one. But obviously, in reality, there's nothing like Nigeria.
No.
The country called Nigeria is nothing but a business center.
Prince
It's turn
Jejeba.
by turn.
Yeah, Prince
Yes,
Jejeba.
Baba.
You know, one thing I was asking myself about
Yeah.
5 years ago when I really got involved in this,
Mm.
the profiling of the Biafrans and state sponsored the terrorism against them, right? And I was like,
Yes, Baba.
wait, in 1967, between
Yeah.
67 and 1970. Nigeria committed genocide against the Igbos in eastern Nigeria, okay, women and children. And their
That's
reason
right.
was that Ojuku was breaking away. That's the propaganda they sold to the rest of the country, okay? That they will not let
Exactly.
Ojuku take the Igbos away, okay? Now, in my own
Exactly.
mind at the time, I was like, wait, Eh? Is it because they want all of us? They want to, because I wasn't born there, right? Is it because they wanted all of
Yeah.
us to be born into this slavery? All of us, they want all of
Mm.
us to see this shaggy, including the Igbos, that you are not going anywhere. Or what is the exact reason why they kept the Igbos in Nigeria and killed 5 million of them to keep them in Nigeria? To do what exactly in Nigeria 50 years after that? I keep asking myself that, did they keep the Igbos, kill them, to keep them part of this contraption? For what?
Mm.
Have you ever asked yourself that? Like, why did they keep us?
Yeah, my good general, everything in life has time.
Hmm.
Okay. There's time to deceive and there's time to say the truth to come to light. All right. The blood of the innocent that died, that they killed, both young. You can see millions of children that went through Kwashoko. They starved more than 2 million children to death. Do you think that the blood of all these innocents will keep quiet
I don't
and
think so.
and they will succeed?
No.
You see, these criminals, the blood of the those that they killed are haunting them. That's why they can never do anything right. Because if you see the way they are running the country, you will know that the country does not. They hate the country with passion. All right. If they see Nigeria as their own country, if it's their family, Nigeria is their family, they can never run it down or their own personal business. You understand?
I know.
So they don't see Nigeria as their own country at all, at all. That is just one. And now that the eye of east, west, north, and south have opened, now they kind of have helped to open the eye of every Nigerian
Hmm.
that criminal and terrorists are their leaders. The next line of action now is how do we come out of this slavery, my good general?
Hmm.
You see what? If you listen to Amaechi, you showed him. You know. By the way, I want to thank you because you are the. In fact, I would say you are the number one person who has analyzed the Biafran issue. The best person I've seen that have analyzed the Biafran suffering to the whole world. You are number one. I'm saying it to your face, and I thank you for that. You
Thank you.
see, so Amaechi, with the speech of Amaechi, he never came out completely. But with what he said, the little he can say, you will understand. He's saying the mindset of them who are the elite.
Mm-hmm.
They are very much afraid. That's why you see them carrying soldier, police, civil defense, and everything. They are very,
Like
very much
prisoners.
afraid.
Eh?
Yes,
Walking
they are
about with so
living
much
in open
security, like they are
prison.
prisoners under guard.
They are by a good, they are prisoner. They are living in an open prison.
Hmm.
Do you understand? They know that because they do go to UK, they go to America, they see people like them, governors. riding bicycle. Nobody, no police is following them. They know in Nigeria they are living in an open prison. It's obvious to them, but due to their vampire nature, they don't care. Do you understand? So the Amaechi has told us, given us the secret that they are afraid. You see, the only thing that is stopping Nigerian people is fear. Once we can overlook fear, they can never, if they see millions of people march out during SARS, didn't you see that all of them went into hiding? Did you see any one of them?
They ran away.
They have to march. They have to bring out their terrorists. They recruited inside army and told us they are repentant Boko Haram. You understand? Because the army that is serving the nation, that belongs to the nation, cannot come and fight. Shoot the citizen
like that.
Yes, with live ammunition, they cannot. Any true army is a terrorist that will do that. Come into a crowd and be shooting. Do you understand? So the people that they recruited into army, which does not belong to Nigerian people, they are terrorists. Boko Haram. A terrorist don't repent that way. Millions, thousands of terrorists, they told us they repented. So
terrorism is an ideology now. It's not something that you just say, okay, I am a terrorist. No, I'm not a terrorist anymore. No. It's an ideology, right? Before you get convinced enough to kill other person, that means you believe strongly in that ideology. It doesn't change. They don't change.
And Mayego, can I shock you? I shock you with a secret?
Please.
The worst thing is that you see these people, they are telling Nigerians that they are repentant Boko Haram. The abomination in what they are cooking for Nigerians is that most of them are foreigners. They are from Niger. They are not even Nigerians. I'm telling you, Mayegu, with authority. Most of them are not even Nigerians. Do you understand? During COVID, they brought some group and put them inside our forest. They are still dead. That danger, Nigerian people are not seeing it. That's the agenda of the Fulani, is to conquer Nigeria and make it a Fulani nation. And that agenda is not off on their table.
It's not.
Do you understand? Yes, it's not off on their table. And Turumbu being a Fonja doesn't care. He's a born criminal. It is in his blood. So he doesn't care how many people that are dying. He can escape with his private jet if wars come to wars. Do you understand? So Nigerian people, their destiny is in their hand. Because as Nigeria is, nobody is living. Everybody is just a walking corpse. A walking corpse. You can kidnap anytime and be killed. And nobody will even talk about it. That is the worst thing. Nobody will know that somebody died. You see? So that's the reason why everybody, you are fighting for your destiny. Don't think you are fighting for this. We that are abroad that are talking, we can say, forget about Nigeria, we'll be comfortable where we are. But we want to go back home. Do you understand? Where we are, where we are, one day they can, even if you have passport, they can withdraw it. It's not your home. Then where will you go back to? Do you understand? That's why we are fighting. Let them not think that we kill Okoembe. Why are you people making noise? Actually, you don't escape. You should be where you are. So that is it, my good general.
Thank you so much, Prince Jejeman. As usual.
God bless you, Baba.
I appreciate this.
God bless you.
Yeah, and you too. Ma, take another one. Okay. Oh, hang on. I just missed that. Okay. See, I think I got it. Thank you so much, everyone who is still there watching. Remember, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, you should. You only do that once. Don't do it again if you have already done it. Okay. Hello there.
Hello, my Egun General. Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you too, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. This is Anthony again from Austin, Texas.
Great, Anthony from Austin. God, love that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you live doing? And welcome, please.
Okay. Thank you very much. I want to once more thank you for the wonderful thing you are doing. And, whether you believe in God or you go to church or you go to mosque, it doesn't matter.
I know.
The one thing I know about life is that, in this life, what you sow is what you reap.
Absolutely.
And it's not about what I say or about what somebody else says. It's about what the universe says about human beings.
That's right.
Again, yeah,
Thank
let
you.
me just, I know a lot of callers. I'm lucky to get through today. I've been trying.
Don't worry. Don't rush yourself.
Yeah,
Just do your
yeah.
thing as soon as you can. You know what I mean? Please don't stampede
I
yourself. Go on.
appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. You know, just like you, before the Supreme Court ruled, I don't know. There are a lot of optimists in Nigeria, but I happen not to be one of them. I was in your shoes. I knew exactly. And even the way it happened, the fact that they said it was going to come on the 2nd of November, and suddenly
And then
they popped up
brought
to
it
say
forward.
they are delivering it on the 26th of October, knowing that they couldn't stop. They were not going to be able to stop the
FBI expected file release,
It
right?
was, yes, it was supposed to be clear to everybody what these guys were up to, you know. But my good general, we can say all we want. We can all discuss, talk about our frustrations, talk about what is bad with our country. At the end of the day, it is going to be, we are going to end up in disintegration. You know, the people come up to talk on your show. They talk about Nnamdi Kanu and what Nnamdi Kanu has talked about, what he stood for, and all that. I used to engage a lot of my Igbo brothers then, and I tell them, look, this thing you guys are doing is good, but you know, you cannot build something on nothing. You have to build this foundation from home. Nobody will take you serious until you are able to stand your ground within those 5 eastern states to make sure that none of you takes part in anything that concerns Nigerian government, regardless of who is in power. You have senators collecting allocation. Your governors are collecting allocations.
That's right.
How have they demonstrated, at least within the states, that if they have their own country, the Biafran, that they will be able to perform very well? How have people been able to internally put pressure on all the politicians within your region to ensure that nobody takes appointment from the Nigerian government? If you cannot even start from there, they say charities start from home. Begins at home. If you can't achieve that, no other part of the country will take you seriously. If at a point in time, people begin to see that no Igbo man is taking appointment from the federal government, no Igbo youth are not participating in Nigerian politics, in Nigeria, you just find a way to form your own government and run your show. The world will take you serious. Nigerians will take you. Nobody can come and force you out of your house to become a minister or to become a governor or whatever. That is on one part.
Right.
So the only thing I did not like about Nnamdi Kanu is that you cannot condemn entire people. If you go back to his videos, I'm not trying to bring up
let it out, Anthony, please. Let it out. I mean, you know, sometimes all these things might sound like criticism to some people, but they always ended up as you know, things that, you know what I mean, like lessons that we learn from and improve on. You get what I mean now? So let it out. I mean,
yes, sir.
Don't worry. Go on, sir.
Okay. Now, so what I'm saying is that you cannot, in a place, a country that is called one united country, as it is called today, and you are looking for people to, you are looking to take yourself out of that contraption. The Yoruba nation are looking to take themselves out of the contraption. What does, in respect to what Sunday Igboho started? Sunday Igboho started by talking about Yoruba nation and what they want for themselves. Sunday Igboho never insulted anybody. Nnamdi Kanu was berating the Yorubas. He will talk about how Yorubas are terrible. He will talk about how the outside, the Fulanis are terrible. How the Middle Belt. Look, if you are doing that, stay on your